Good morning students, welcome back to the next session of Advanced Control System. In the previous lectures, we have seen what is meant by diagonalization, how to frame the characteristics equation, what is meant by eigenvalue, how to identify the eigenvalue, what is the importance of the eigenvalue, how to identify the eigenvector, and how to frame the model matrix, how to diagonalize the given state model. So all these things we have seen in the previous lectures. Now we will be looking into the solution of the state equation. That is, here there are two solutions we have. One is your homogeneous. There are two types of equation based on the input used. We have two types of equation. One is your homogeneous equation and another one is your non-homogeneous equation. Homogeneous equation means your input u of t is going to be 0. Non-homogeneous equation means u of t will be there. So some values will be there in case of your non-homogeneous equation. Now consider the state equation of a linear time invariant system. So the state equation of a linear time invariant system is x dot of t is equal to ax of t plus bu of t. Here A is your constant matrix and B is also a constant matrix. This state equation can be of two types based on the input given or not. There are two types of equation. One is your homogeneous equation and the other one is your non-homogeneous equation. The solution obtained using homogeneous equation is going to be your unforced solution, whereas the solution obtained using non-homogeneous equation is going to be your forced solution. So the output response of your homogeneous equation is going to be zero input response, whereas the output obtained using non-homogeneous is going to be zero input response as well as your zero state response. There are two responses. One is your zero input response, another one is your zero state response. Zero input response is obtained for your homogeneous equation. Whereas the zero input response and zero state response is obtained for non-homogeneous equation. So now we will see how exactly we are going to obtain the zero state response and zero input response in case of homogeneous and non-homogeneous equation. Okay. Now, if your input is present, then it is going to be your non-homogeneous equation, and most of the practical system require input to drive. Such system are called as your non-homogeneous linear system. Now we will solve the solution of your homogeneous system. So this is the solution representing for your homogeneous. So in case of your homogeneous, what is your input? In case of your homogeneous system, your input u of t is going to be 0. Therefore, in your state equation, what is your state equation says? X dot of t is equal to ax of t plus b u of t. In case of your homogeneous solution, the u of t is going to be 0. So when you assume u of t is going to be 0, then it is called as your homogeneous equation. That is, the response whatever it is obtained, it is with zero input response. Therefore, the output response of this classical method of solution is going to be zero input response. Now, when you apply u of t is going to be 0, this equation will become x of t is equal to ax of t. Okay. Now, this is a state variable approach. So, you have to consider the initial condition. Initial condition is considered at t is equal to 0. So when you consider the initial condition at t is equal to 0, it is going to be x naught. Here you cannot assume the initial condition to be 0. Why? Because it is a state variable approach. The initial condition can be 0 only in case of your transfer function approach. Then x of t can be written as, we can assume the solution of this particular equation. We can assume the solution of this particular equation as x of t is equal to b naught plus b1t plus b2t square, and it goes on till bk t power k. So the solution has to satisfy the original differential equation. So substitute whatever it is your x dot of t, right? So when you differentiate this particular solution with respect to t, you will be getting b1. So here b naught is constant, so it is going to be 0. So b1 plus 2 b2 into t plus 3 b3 into t square, like that it goes on till k into bk t power k minus 1. And a, in the place of x of t, you have to substitute over here, equating the powers, same powers on both sides. For example, it is going to be constant, so constant is compared with the constant on your right hand side. So equating the LHS and RHS powers of t. So if you are comparing the t power 1 here, here also you should compare t power 1. In LHS, if you are considering t power 2, in RHS also you should consider t power 2. When doing so, you will be getting the values of b0, b1, b2, b3 as like this, as shown over here. Now substitute the value of b0, b1, b2, b3 in the original equation. When you substitute, you will be getting as like this. What is it? X of t is equal to b0. b0 is the initial value. Next, a b0 of t. It is nothing but how we will be getting is x of t is equal to b0. It is your first factor. Your second factor is 1 divided by 1 factorial a b0 of t. Second factor will be 1 divided by 2 factorial a square b0 t square. So like that it will go on till kth variable. When you simplify, you will get 1 plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial a square t square plus 1 by 3 factorial a cube t cube, and it goes on till 1 divided by k factorial a k t power k, which is nothing but e to the power of at. E power at is nothing but your state transition matrix. This e power at can be considered as your state transition matrix, whose formula is 1 plus at plus 1 divided by 2 factorial a square t square, and it goes on till 1 divided by k factorial a k t k. It is your state transition matrix, and this is the solution, homogeneous equation solution, and it is in scalar form. It is not in vector form, it is in scalar form. So here we can write it as x dot of t is equal to ax of t. This solution can be written as x of t is equal to e power at into x of 0. In this case, e power at is not a scalar, but it is a matrix of the order n cross n as that of the matrix A. So here it is not a vector product, it is a scalar quantity. But it is a matrix form. It will have a matrix form whose order will be same as that of order of the matrix A. So this is how we will be obtaining the solution of your state homogeneous equation. So in this, when you observe, x of 0 is not equal to 0. Why? Because x of 0, if you consider it as equal to 0, it means the initial condition is going to be 0, which is not accepted in case of your state variable approach. In case of state variable approach, the initial condition is not equated to 0. Whereas in case of transfer function approach, it is equated to 0, and e power at is called as your matrix exponential, and it is responsible for the transition of the system. So this e power at, whatever we have obtained, it is responsible to transit the system state from x of t at any time t from its initial time. Hence, so only it is called as your state transition matrix. And also it can be represented as phi of t. So e power at can be represented as pi of t. So it is the representation of your state transition matrix, and the formula to obtain the state transition matrix is 1 plus at plus a square t square, and it goes on. Here instead of 1 you can write it as I. Why? Because A is your matrix. Here A square is also a matrix. So you cannot add a constant with the matrix. So it is our responsibility to convert this 1 as your identity matrix, whose order is equal to the order of the matrix A. So it will be order of your matrix A. So we can write this particular equation as phi of t is equal to e power a t minus t naught if you at at time if instead of t is equal to 0, if you select t is equal to t naught, then the transition matrix can be written over here like this. Clear? So it is the general solution, and whatever solution you have obtained over here, it is a zero input response. The solution obtained in case of your homogeneous equation is zero input response. So the solution we can write it as x of t is equal to, it will be having only zero input response in case of your homogeneous equation. Thus the behavior of x of t under initial condition without any input u of t is called as a zero input response of the system, and also it is called as the solution obtained by using homogeneous equation is also called as free, natural or unforced response of the system. In the next class, we will obtain the solution of a non-homogeneous equation. The difference between your homogeneous equation and non-homogeneous equation is, in case of your homogeneous equation, the input u of t will be 0, whereas in case of non-homogeneous equation, u of t will be present. This is the main difference. And the response obtained by in case of your homogeneous equation is zero input response, whereas in case of your non-homogeneous equation, you can obtain both zero input response as well as your zero state response. And while obtaining the solution for this state equation, you are supposed to consider the initial condition as it is a state variable approach. If you are assuming the initial condition to be 0, then it will become a transfer function approach, which is not applicable for non-linear analysis or time invariant system analysis. So it is mandatory to consider the initial condition of your state equation. So in the next class, we will be seeing the solution of non-homogeneous equation. Thank you, students.